Hey guys, just finished watching Arrow season 3, episode 1. Um, oh my god, this episode definitely was pretty good. I guess off the bat, I give it an 8 out of 10 because it was really good. The ending, that in the trailer and for the next week's episode, they killed off Sarah Lance. Expected that. I mean, I guess I knew that someone they did say it before it's in they did release, that someone was going to die or something as big as going to happen, but I completely forgot about it, coming into this episode. So with this ending, it was just so, I was not ready, not ready, but I didn't see it coming at all. There was no, nothing was like I didn't see it coming. Um, but then again, I could see how, I guess I was a little bit distracted doing other stuff, but I could see how it could be a little bit predictable since you knew that she was. I mean, you see, Katie Cassidy, her her Instagram is filled with her pictures of her working out, and she's getting beef, like she's getting pretty good. I mean, you see her in here so far, and she's had on is full long sleeve shirts, the entire time. Nothing. You don't see her arms. You don't see her anything like that. So I think that's pretty cool until you know, and really have her do that and really kind of play with it. Now that the canary is dead. I think it definitely is a good idea. For her to she's slowly like we haven't seen her like she's all like I said long sleeve shirts. The cover up. Her built arms that she's been working on, stuff like that. So I definitely think it's pretty cool. And John Diggle having his son, I think that was it was different. It was interesting. I mean, I was at first I was wondering like when they first started like why did like why does I know it's because he's in the comic books. He's a superhero, and John Diggle's not in the comic books. In the original comic books, didn't first appear in the comic books. So he doesn't because in the comic books, there's Arrow, Red Arrow, and whatnot. But I was wondering, like, it didn't make sense in just in the show's point of like just the show's point of, at the beginning, just like Roy has a costume, Arrow, like Oliver has a costume, Roy has a costume. Why doesn't Diggle have a costume? He's out there too. You know what I mean? If he doesn't use a bow, like why doesn't he use a bow? Why doesn't he use I mean, yeah, he uses his gun. Why doesn't he have a costume though? You know what I mean? That's the one thing I didn't understand about that. But now that they kind of given him a son and a daughter actually, and he has a family and whatnot. So I think that definitely does. There was a part of me was kind of like I didn't want him to have a daughter because it would kind of change like what that kind of like takes him out of everything, stuff like that. But it kind of does make sense, why he doesn't have a costume and stuff like that. Because otherwise it didn't make sense why Roy would have a costume and not him. You know, there was that. But other than that, that was just it. So about him having his a kid and whatnot, it was okay. It was not really something that I was looking forward to when it coming back. Like, oh, I can't wait for him to have his son. Like, there was stuff there and stuff like that. And then when with the Flash yesterday, and in Oliver and Felicity's date, I kind of felt like after seeing the trailer for Flash season episode 2, I kind of knew right away that they're not going anywhere. I mean, I was kind of like not I wasn't sure like what was going to happen with Oliver and Felicity since in the season for in a Flash episode 2, you actually have him. You actually have you see at least for the trailer you see Barry kissing Felicity. Yeah, so that was pretty. That was interesting to see how I was interested to see how that was going to be if she was going to be you know uh, somewhere and whatnot and I'm curious to find out to see in the next episode season episode 2 of Flash to see if if Stephen Amell Oliver Queen will be in it because in this one in season 3 episode 1 you see Barry's in it. He calls Oliver and then Oliver goes and you don't see that because you've seen that talk in Flash and whatnot. So I definitely think that um, for having her, I definitely hope that we see Oliver, in the Flash for a little bit, at the beginning. of episode 2. You know, when Felicity goes to goes over to see Flash, you know, to see Barry once he's up, you know, now that he's up and all that. I definitely hope that, or maybe somehow, or maybe he'll zip over to Star City, Star City, or Starling City, whatever. I don't know. I'm getting mixed up with all the cities and stuff like that. Central City and okay, yeah, Star City, Starling City. I hope that maybe Flash will, you know, he'll run over, Barry will run over and see Felicity, you know, while he was there, or well, he kind of didn't. He took right back off, at least in the pilot. But definitely interested to see, you know, who goes where in the second pilot in the second episode of the Flash. Does Barry run to see Felicity, or does she go to see him? I'm assuming, I guess it would probably be, you know, it does look like from the scene that they're in a train or whatnot. I'm assuming that he'll probably be going to see her, just because it would make more sense. You know, it got easier and faster. Then again, he was there. He took off and didn't see her, and then, you know, came back, and then that was it. And then actually got shot down by Iris, and now he'll probably want to go and see her. But yeah, so that was pretty interesting in this episode of Arrow and whatnot. One thing I'm actually curious to find out, if anyone can tell me, like, find out what I'm trying to tweet out to the writers and whatnot, and Grant Gustin and Stephen Amell. Just I wanted to know, like, why would they? What are their reasonings for not doing, you know, just training timelines with Shield and doing a 2 hour episode each week? You know, I think that would be a cool idea. Either way, I don't mind that. I'll watch anything. I would watch a 10 hour episode. But you know, we'll see. Yeah, I think that was it. I think it's pretty good there. I really like this episode. Good way to start off, and did not see that coming at all. And you know, another evil archer. You know, it was kind of, you know, and then Thea kind not in it. You know, not knowing why Thea's like gone. So, you know, does Oliver even know where Thea is? You know, does he? You know, she said that she's somewhere traveling. Does she know? Does he know that she's with Malcolm Merlin? You know what I mean? No, I think it would have been nice to see a little bit of them, just like a, you know, the ending of a phone call, or you know what I mean, and just something, you know, just to see them quickly. But other than that, I think that was pretty much it. And yeah, and also with the Oliver, with the Detective Lance, you know, him getting sick and stuff like that, getting injured and whatnot. You know, he goes and helps now that he's, you know, he's made the Arrow no longer a target by the police, you know, and he's made him, you know, almost like, you know, helped him and stuff like that as much as he could. Uh, now that he's the top ranking officer type thing, you know, he's got a promotion because, you know, when Slade left out his guys, he was the top. He's the only one left. He killed everyone else. So now that, you know, Detective Lance is the highest ranking guy, he was able to do all this good stuff for the Arrow and help him. But you know, he couldn't. I understand. You know, they don't want to have, you know, like when they were going out, just him, and he's following. He sends, like, the Arrow goes somewhere, and he tags along. He just shows up there and goes there too. He doesn't can't bring some other guys, just a few other guys. I'm not saying bring like the whole task force, whole SWAT team, just on that for a hunch that the Arrow has, but just, you know, one or two other guys, you know, maybe five guys if you don't know, you know, or have someone on call ready, waiting, you know, just right there, you know, instead of just, you know, in case, you know, that something need them. But that was just me, you know. Other than that, I think that was pretty much it. There was a pretty good episode, definitely. Again, 8 out of 10. Definitely recommend watching it. It was pretty good. Yeah, can't wait for episode 2. And yeah, peace out, guys. See you later.